or from your wife. Get your sense of value from God, which leads us to point number 3. The third fact, the last thing I want to mention to you today is this: you are important to God. You are important to God. If you are the only person that was ever existed on this earth, and you were a sinner, God still would have come to this earth as Jesus Christ and died on the cross for you. He didn't do it because he knew that billions and billions of people were going to be involved. He did it because of the love he has for one person. Jesus said God cares about the smallest of animals, and you're more important to him. I was looking out my window as I ate breakfast this morning, looked at the bird feeder in my backyard. It doesn't have any feed in it. And I was thinking, I remember this beautiful bird sitting on top of it just on Saturday. And I was thinking, I bet there's a lot of birds that didn't make it through last night. I bet you there are a lot of birds because of this extreme cold weather that did not survive. And you know what? God knows about every one of them that fell to the ground. Luke chapter 12, verse 6, are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, 2 pennies, 2 small coins, and not one of them is forgotten by God. Buy 4, get 1 free. And God cares about that bird that falls to the ground. Even the very hairs of your head are numbered. Max has some fun with that for us bald guys. We do all kinds of things with our hair, but what we've never done. Now, we may do that one day when the technology is available, but we don't count them. But God counts the very hairs on our head. He's concerned about the little details of our lives. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore. Don't be afraid. God cares about a little sparrow. You are worth a lot more than the little sparrow is. The psalmist, David, in Psalm 139, I guess I look down here and I see I wrote Psalm 130. It's not Psalm 130, it's Psalm 139, verses 13 through 18. Who is important to God? I put this in the New Living Translation just because it's easier to read. David said to God in Psalm 139, verse 13, you made all the delicate inner parts of my body. You knit me together in my mother's womb. God, you took care of me. Thank you, verse 14, for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous, and how well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. Verse 16 says, you saw me before I was born. Now, we can do that now, can't we? We can see babies before they were born, but not in this day and age. But David said, you saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. God thinks about me. They are innumerable. God not only thinks about me, but I can't even count the number of thoughts he has about me. Verse 18, I can't even count them. They outnumber the grains of sand. And when I wake up in the morning, you are still with me. God designed you. God had a plan for your life. God thinks about you every day. Now, I think about you too. Well, most of you, some of you, I don't know. But I think about you. But innumerable numbers of times, Christian, I really like you, buddy, and I love you, and I want the best for your life. And I prayed for you this week in the test you took and all that kind of stuff. I prayed about those things. But to think of you innumerable numbers of times, I don't think I can say that. But God did. He thought about you, and he thought about me, and he thought about Dave, and he thought about John, and he thought about Jerry, he thought about all of us innumerable numbers of times. So I say to you, did you get cut from the team? Did you lose your job? It doesn't affect your value or your importance, and it will affect your self-image. But it doesn't affect your value or your image in any way. God will take care of you. Did your spouse, your husband or your wife, reject you? Did your boyfriend or your girlfriend reject you? Did your mother or your father reject you? Did your best friend reject you? God hasn't rejected you. God still has a plan for your life. God still cares about you. Are you stuck